Hey guys, so today I have my 3-hour gestational diabetes test, and you guys haven't seen the footage from my first gestational diabetes test, but I failed it. And that happened with Maddie, so I'm not too worried about it. I failed the first one with Maddie and then passed the 3-hour. I did almost pass out in the 3-hour, but that's besides the point. So it is currently 7:26. I have to leave in like less than like 15-20 minutes. And yeah, so I'm gonna hurry up and get ready and then head to my gestational diabetes appointment. Hey guys, it is the next day, but I thought I would explain what happened during my gestational diabetes test and everything leading up to this and like how I've been feeling about it and things. I do have results, so stay till the end for my results of my 3-hour test. And please ignore my little friend that came out to play on my chin today. So I'm just going to be getting ready and kind of talking about everything. So yeah. So I didn't film at all while I was in the test because the waiting room for this like lab is really small and it was crowded the whole entire time. So I'm sorry. And then they'd call me back, take my blood. So I had my appointment at 8:30. I went in at 8:20, checked in, and they did not call me back until 9 o'clock. So that was kind of frustrating. Because I was fasting and I was hungry. So yeah. And also I've made my daughter I've been giving her yogurt in her bottles, trying to get her to drink her milk because she's not been wanting to drink her milk very much. And some fell out on the side of her bottle and I licked it, so I forgot about that. So that was an oopsie on my part. But like I said, they would call me back. They called me back at 9, did my first blood draw, and then every time on the hour they would call me back to take my blood. They only are ever able to find veins in my left arm. So they got me twice in my elbow, once down here and once up here. They joked about how I did not have any veins in my right arm because none of them could find one. So that was kind of funny. But I got my results like 2 days. It was like a day later, I think. I didn't think I was gonna get them because it was a weekend. I got it on a Friday, and I got my results on the Saturday night, I think. So the reason that I've been really worried about this gestational diabetes test is because of my doctor. I have moved since I had Maddie. I loved my doctor with Maddie. She was so sweet. Nothing like ever, I guess, phased her. I don't know. She never really like let me know that she was worried about things because there wasn't really anything to be worried about. And I didn't really have my pregnancies have been really similar this time. My pregnancy this time has been very similar to the one that I had with Maddie. And so I have not been worried like at all. And so this doctor, every single thing that is wrong, which hasn't been anything that's gone wrong. My pregnancy has been super normal and super, I don't know, like I just said, normal. Everything is, oh, it's probably, you're gonna have gestational diabetes. Oh, it's probably because you have gestational diabetes. Oh, you're probably gonna have gestational diabetes. Every single thing is because I have gestational diabetes, which I told her when she's like, yeah, you failed your first one, and I only failed by a little bit, which I did with Maddie also. And she's like, yeah, you're probably gonna have it, so just be prepared for that. But it's been since like everything since like my first trimester, everything is, oh, you're probably gonna have gestational diabetes, which has been super frustrating. Like with Maddie, I had a lot of amniotic fluid, which I was on the normal scale, but I was just higher than normal. And so when I'm measuring 3 weeks ahead in this pregnancy, and with Maddie, I was always measuring 3 to 4 weeks ahead. And so I told my doctor that, and she's like, yeah, it's probably because you have gestational diabetes. That's what causes extra amniotic fluid. And I'm like, well, why did I have it with my daughter when I didn't have gestational diabetes with her? And she's like, well, you probably will now because you're heavier now. You had your kids way too close together. That's going to cause you to have gestational diabetes. And so I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of my doctor, but I'm already 29 weeks, so I'm not going to switch at this point, especially because it's really hard to find a doctor that will take my insurance here. Let me go do my eyeliner off camera and I'll come back. Okay, I did my eyeliner off camera, but because of how my doctor has been like insisting everything is probably because of gestational diabetes, I told myself that it wasn't going to be the end of the world, because it's not. If you have gestational diabetes, it's not the end of the world. It just makes the rest of your pregnancy a little bit more difficult with having to prick your finger and possibly take insulin and everything like that. So I told myself it was going to be fine. If I had it, I had it. It's not my fault, which lifestyle and diet and exercise does have some effect on it, but I've done a lot of research. And from what my research has shown, I'm not a medical professional at all whatsoever. But the placenta is predominantly made up of cells from the sperm. So it's from the father. It's the father's DNA that makes the placenta. The placenta causes you to have gestational diabetes because it can cause insulin resistance. But people that are fit and active can get gestational diabetes. So if you have it, it's not your fault. Don't feel bad like I have felt about my doctor and everything. So like I said, everything is, oh, because you're gonna have gestational diabetes, blah, 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 blah. And then this lab that I have and this doctor, which my last doctor didn't do this, but she, they have like a portal that you get your results through, which is why I was able to get them on the weekend. But I felt the same way during this 3-hour experience. I almost passed out a couple times. I felt awful, felt like I was gonna be sick. Felt really, really lightheaded. I couldn't look at my phone. I had to look at the upper corner of the waiting room because I just felt awful. And, but long story short, I don't have gestational diabetes, and I am very excited just because my doctor has been so sure since I was like 8 weeks that I was gonna have it, and it kind of thrills me that she was wrong. And don't get me wrong, if I did have gestational diabetes, I would want them to catch it because obviously it can cause your baby to be large, and my baby is measuring large, so I might have to go get more ultrasounds just to make sure that he's not getting too big. But I really, really would like to avoid having a C-section if I can. So if I did have a gestational diabetes issue, I would want to be able to control it so that I don't have to have a C-section, if that makes sense, so he can still like fit through the birth canal and everything. But I don't have gestational diabetes. Thank goodness. I'm so grateful. I passed with flying colors. Every single hour was way lower than the limit, so it wasn't even like on the verge at all, which makes me happy. But yeah, I don't have gestational diabetes. I'm gonna go do my hair really quick. That's just another reason that my mental health has been lower, is because my doctor has been really negative about my pregnancy and about how I had my babies too close together, which they're gonna be 20 months apart, which isn't that, I mean, it's close together, but it's not like really, really, really close together. But I'm just really glad that I don't have gestational diabetes. But if you do or are worried about it, and you're waiting on results, you know, there's nothing you can do to change it, whether you have it or not. but it is for your own good to get tested for it, and for your baby's good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for sticking around and watching it, and for being patient with me throughout this pregnancy and everything. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.